We welcome you back to the program. We have Lisa Lanier on the line. She's our official attorney of this show, and every week at this time, she goes inside several legal cases. We were just discussing my voice. Lisa, sexy or what?
Yeah, very sexy. And, back at you, because I think you said I sounded like B. Arthur. Now I think you sound like Joe Cocker.
Well.
Yeah.
Oh, the thought of those two having going at it. The mind reels.
I really kind of want to hear you belt out a little bit of like Joe Cocker.
Yeah, golly. No, I like it, except, of course, it hurts a little every time I speak. And yes, you had this same thing happen to you a couple of weeks ago. Somebody told me bourbon and lemon. A lot of people are saying that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like old hot toddy.
Yeah, the old, as a fix.
As old as the hills.
That's right. And gargle with salt water and a little hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah.
I'm getting that. Yep, do that. Several people have said. Anyway, hopefully it'll be fixed up here by Monday. Meanwhile, to the docket today and the case. Oh, and I also want to recommend to you the new OJ documentary on Netflix. My wife and I have been watching and have finished it up. And we're fascinated by it. It's about my 10th OJ.
I've been watching it too. I'm 2 episodes in.
It's good, don't you think?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, very good.
Do you watch something like that, Lisa, as an attorney? Can you turn off the attorney in your brain, or are you just sort of enraptured as a viewer?
No, I have the attorney turned on, and I'm just like, oh my God, why was this not presented? There's so much evidence that wasn't a part of the prosecution's case that. I mean, it was just, we know it was so damning, and they flubbed it up so bad.
Apparently, Marcia Clark just thought, well, I've got an ironclad case no matter what. But my God, they keep showing evidence after evidence after evidence, and it says on the bottom of the screen, not presented at trial, not presented.
Not presented. I know, that makes me crazy.
I mean, a guy at the airport saw OJ dump a bag into a trash can that clearly was the murder weapon.
Yeah.
Later he figured out, oh, that's the murder weapon.
Hey, Juice.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Juice.
Right.
Juice.
Got there, right?
And the Juice was in no mood.
No,
he was in a terrible mood.
Can I get a picture, Juice?
No.
Not today.
Yes, he doesn't hear me. Oh, he's getting back in his car. He's not even flying.
The other thing I'd forgotten about that case was OJ. I mean, I know we're on OJ had this flight at like 10:45 or 11 o'clock or something going to Chicago. Clearly, he had planned this to commit the murders and then hit the airport and go. And I think, like 40 minutes before he took off to do the murders, he was leaving. He was getting in his car, and Cato Kalin said, "Hey, Juice, where are you going?" And he goes, "I'm going to McDonald's." And Cato Kalin says, "Do you mind if I tag along?" And OJ's like, "All right."
I'm going to be behind schedule, but get in.
So they go to McDonald's.
You better know what you want. I always got to look at the menu.
So Cato Kalin says he was agitated the whole time, and clearly he didn't want me along, and we got like burger and fries, and he dropped me back off and took off again. That's what put him so behind schedule. And then oh my God, it was unbelievable, the circumstances around that case.
You want to come in and watch a little Juice? I forgot my drink.
It's in your cup holder.
Juice. Unbelievable, this thing.
All right, I'll get some water.
It's really just unreal. To the first case here, I was so surprised by this. A woman in Florida has been arrested. She accidentally hit a tree with her car and in the TJ Maxx parking lot and left the scene. This was Christmas Eve. She works at TJ Maxx. Her name is Yaneli Guzman. And when she was parking her car to go in for her shift, she felt a bump, so she moved her car. Then later found, I just accidentally hit that low-hanging branch there, and it did a little damage to her car. So she said to the manager, "What should I do?" And the manager said, "Why don't you tell police, file a police report? That way TJ Maxx will pay for any damage to your car, but you need to have a report of it. You need to have an account of it." So when she told the police in January, they came back and said, instead of doing that and helping you, we're going to arrest you for hit and run. She hit the tree and then went inside and worked her shift. So now she says there's all sorts of emotional damage that has been done. Here she is.
I feel like something was making pressure in my car. So when I feel that, I back up. Instead of him doing my incident report, he took me to jail for that, for hitting and run. I would just cry because I'm a person that never got in trouble. I know that there's a lot of police officers that they're a wonderful person, but I'm scared. That's how I feel right now.
Poor woman is on the verge of tears. Now, they've dropped the charges, but she said, I went through a lot. I went to jail because I hit a tree and then parked in a different spot, and then the manager just wanted to help her out. Lisa, how can this happen? Was the police officer within his rights to arrest her for that?
I mean, according to the letter of the law, that's what they were saying. Technically it fit the charge. I don't know that it does, though, because it's very common and considered an accepted practice for you to move your vehicle. Usually it's because it's in the roadway blocking traffic. But I think here, she was like, oh, there's a tree on my car. So she's moved to another space. But she called the same day. It wasn't like she called a month later or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, the manager said, just call and have them come do a report. I mean, this officer had to either be just having a really bad day, or something because you do have to wonder. I mean, like she sounds Hispanic. Maybe he doesn't like Hispanic people. I don't know. You have to wonder, like, if this had been, some Bubba white guy, would he have done that?
I'm very surprised. I know it was really bad. I mean,
you wonder, or maybe he's just having a terrible day, but there was something really out of line here, and the DA realized that and dropped the charges. Yeah. But then by that time, she owes $4,300 in legal fees.
Yeah, and she says she can't afford that. Is there anything she can do to get that recouped? Because I guess not, because within the letter of the law, he's okay.
Yeah.
Too bad.
I mean, technically, she didn't stay right there and call. And so, but it was just such a reach.
It really is. That was just stupid. That's just wrong to do something like that.
I was in a parking lot close to 30 years ago, I'd say. And it was like a T intersection, but I was at a stop sign. So I had to stop, and there was a car turning. It was coming from my right, and it turned left. It was going to go in the opposite direction from where I was coming.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And so I was waiting for him to go, and I can't remember how it happened, but I thought I had the right of way. And as I pulled out, he came across and clipped the corner of my car. Neither one of us called the police, though.
Oh, really? You just went on?
We just drove. I think we may have exchanged information, but I don't think we called the police.
Right. Well, I guess you can do that if you agree not to call. Is that right, Lisa? Can you just leave if you agree, okay, I'll pay for my damage, you pay for yours?
Well, sometimes. I mean, it can be dangerous to do that because if the person, is rethinking it that you were in the accident with, then they stay and call the cops and you've left. It doesn't really matter what you agreed to. You still left, so... Right. It just depends on. I mean, most people you can trust to do that, but I don't know. Nowadays, people are so squirrely.
Well, true. I think
we are.
You got to film each other.
Call the police. I'd call the police.
Well, let's film
Good
each
advice.
other. I'd take my camera out and film you saying you like me, and I'd film me saying I like you, and then you've got it. You know what I mean? So you can present that. We have a follow-up to an OnlyFans mom who had a 2-year battle in the courts. She goes to a school in Florida. Her name's Victoria Treese. And she sued Orange County Public Schools because they would not let her volunteer in the classroom because she is an OnlyFans model. We believe this is the woman that had advertised her OnlyFans page on her minivan. And they said, well, you can volunteer, but you got to park across the street and way down here. You can't.
She didn't even drop off her kids.
She not even allowed to drop off her kids.
She had to go down the block.
She lost her case, Lisa. So were you surprised by this? You probably told us this was going to happen 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised because there have been several rulings that there's no 14th Amendment due process right in volunteering at your kid's school. There are several due process rights involved in education, but volunteering is not one of them, and that's been upheld in several jurisdictions. I hate it for the lady because I think it's none of their damn business, but this is just one of those things where the Karens in the world, it just...
Move to strike.
A lot of supposition here, Lanier. First, you got the Bubba cop hating on Hispanics.
Watch yourself, Lanier.
You are on thin ice, Ms. Lanier.
I'm telling you. I mean, why would he have given that lady? Let's see. What was her accent? Was she Irish? No.
You're drawing conclusions here.
Italian? No.
You cannot draw conclusions like this. I'm sorry. That is just not allowed. There's this case is about driving as well, I guess. I have to tell you, this is like a 4-page account of something that's been going on for months. And I got so into the legalese of it, I'm going to have you explain it. There's a woman named Karen Reed who is in Massachusetts. I believe she at one point ran over her boyfriend And now they're talking. It's been
Allegedly
ran over her boyfriend, charged with second-degree murder, manslaughter, leaving the scene of a crime. And now it continues to be drawn out in the courts.
But she was acquitted.
Yes.
But now I think they want to retry.
Yes, but you can't retry after she's been acquitted, can you, Lisa? What's going on with this case?
I think there was a hung jury.
Okay,
and,
all right.
So this is I'm sure the A Train's been following this crazy.
I
have been too. It's true crime. It's the good stuff.
Yep.
And so this lady allegedly hit her boyfriend. Allegedly they were drinking heavily. Mm-hmm. She drops him off at a party at another police officer's house, and they find on the scene pieces of plastic that match her taillight. Mm-hmm. So they think that she dropped him off but was so drunk that when she went to turn around that she ran over him. But she says, no, that's not true. Her theory is that because there was a beef between her husband, her boyfriend, and the cop that lived there. They had a long-standing kind of tension between them. She says that they must have gotten into it, and they killed him in the house and drug him out there to make it look like she hit him. And it's been a huge case. There's been all kinds of drama where the cop who lived in the house there and his family have really been skewered in the media. And like there's this one social justice, like legal influencer mm-hmm. who has been covering this, and so protesters have been there screaming at that guy.
Yes.
It's been really, really fascinating. But what happened was after the hung jury, the jurors told her defense lawyers that they were completely unanimous that there was no second-degree murder, but what they were hung on was the issue of manslaughter. Mm-hmm. Well, the judge says, no, look, you can't come back days later because you've talked to the jury. You should have done that in court, and that's what the appellate court upheld. They said, no, you had your time in court, nothing was said, and you can't go back because some jurors later start saying, well, it was like this, it really was like this. That's a bad precedent. They're not going to do it. So she's going to be retried on all charges.
Oh, she is. So she could wind up going to jail for second-degree murder.
Still could happen. I mean, I don't think so because I think really mm-hmm. my gut was that she was drunk and she hit him. That was my gut on it.
Yeah.
Which is manslaughter. That's not But they had been arguing. That's where the second degree came in because they'd gotten into some arguments, I think, at the bar and maybe the night before. So I think it was kind of an ongoing argument between the two.
Like he had done it intentionally. By the way, on that, you talk about a hung jury. On that OJ documentary, they talked to one of the jurors. And she said as soon as they got behind into the jury room, they took an immediate vote, and it was 10-2 to acquit for OJ. And, 4 hours later, after they discussed it some more, they took a vote, and it was 12-0. And I told my wife, if I had been on that jury, I would have said guilty. And there is I'd said, you might as well. I said, I'd sit here for 5 years.
Start ordering food.
Start ordering food. I am not turning my opinion around.
Me too.
You know what my wife said? She goes, you're so weak-minded. They'd have turned you in 10
immediately.
minutes.
Remember the glove didn't fit. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I said, I told every one of them, y'all, you might as well call it a mistrial right now because I'm holding out. I will never, ever go over to not guilty for OJ.
He said he didn't do it. You're right.
Oh, okay.
He's offered the one holdout an autographed jersey.
And she thinks they would flip you like a pancake.
She
That's
did.
great.
She thought they'd flip me right over. She didn't think I would have the fortitude to stand my ground and say, no, this is a guilty verdict. I will stay here forever if I have to. Here's a heavy story, boy, but fascinating at the same time. There's a teenage boy who got his New Jersey teacher pregnant when he was 13 years old. She was 28. Now, the kid is not identified, but Laura Karen is. She's 34. And now they're coming after her as like a predator, of course. But the 13-year-old says, don't go after her. I made the first move. I was the aggressor. I stand by her. I want to be, I want to be part of her life. This is crazy, Lisa. They've got to prosecute anyway, don't they?
Oh, yeah. It doesn't matter what this little boy says.
Really. Goodness gracious.
So
come on.
He started living with her when he was 11. It is unclear when the sexual relations began in that timeline. But at 13, when he was 13, that's when she became pregnant. And nobody knew. Like, she told her friends, like, they had a baby shower for her, and she was like, well, the dad's not in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
And but what happened was the little boy, so he was staying with her because she was former college basketball player, really involved in mentoring and coaching young kids, girls and boys, and helping them with their homework, helping them succeed. And he actually did go on to, I think, get a basketball scholarship and was doing well in school. But so his parents let him live with her. His sister had lived with her before, his older sister. So he was living with her. This all goes down. Parents have no clue about any of it till they see the baby. Now, the kid is African-American. The the teacher is Caucasian. So she gives birth to this little African-American baby who looks just like their son. And so they were like, wait a minute.
This raises an eyebrow.
Yeah, right. So then they turned her in.
Yeah, the delivery room was a little awkward, I'm sure. God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Man. So they turn her in, but the kid says...
They turn her in. She gets arrested.
Yeah.
The kid says, it was all me, but it's ridiculous.
Man, of course it is. Of course it is. There's another father-son lawsuit today. Billy Ray Cyrus's son, Trace, spoke out after Billy Ray had a rough performance at the Trump inauguration. You remember that? And the kid, Trace, posted an open letter saying his dad is not healthy and could be on a substance, like substance abuse. Now, Billy Ray is saying, I'm ready to sue over this because this is his own son, because this is putting my public business out there, and it's not true that he's happy and healthy. What do you think, Lisa? Can this be done, or can you post pretty much whatever you want on social media like that?
Well, you can't put anything you want out there, but because Billy Ray is a celebrity, there's an elevated burden of proof. He has to show that his son did it with intentional disregard for the truth and malicious, malice in his heart.
Right.
And I don't think that was true. First of all, might be true, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, I'm just guessing here.
I moved to strike.
Just spitballing with you a little bit here, but it might be true.
You're doing a lot of spitballing.
Lisa.
I'm doing a lot of spitball today. I don't know what it is. Just speculating. What's really going on here?
Right. Okay. Maybe.
But, and he said he did it out of concern. He wrote this out of concern for his dad.
Mm-hmm.
The other brother, Brazen, I guess is how you pronounce that.
Yes.
Is standing by his dad, and he says no, he's not, doing poorly and having a substance abuse problem. You're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he's going to end up suing. I think he's just blowing off steam that he's upset with his son. But they fighting all the time.
They are. Miley doesn't get along with Billy Ray, does she? They don't.
I think they're all the time fighting among each other. I think they take turns deciding who they don't like.
I do too. Yeah.
He sounded at the inauguration like you sound right now.
I know.
Yeah.
My horse to the hotel room.
He did.
Sing it with me.
Yeah, he
Maybe
did.
he had the flu, right?
Maybe. But he said he had a great night. They had technical issues, and it was what it was. So. Anyway, I don't think there's going to be a lawsuit there either. Wow, Lisa Lanier, from one end to the other, just covered it all today. Beautifully, as always, our official attorney.
Reading between the lines there. You got to read between the lines sometimes.
a lot. Your Honor, we're reading between the lines. Thank you very much, as always, Lisa. We appreciate it.
Have a good weekend.
You too.